What is up? Welcome to the Fast and Curious podcast, where we bring you a topic in 15 minutes or less. I'm your host, Grant, and I'm here with
Luke.
And today we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th, since it is coming up, and we're getting close to, spooky season, Spooktober. So, first we're going to start off with, why the number 13 is so unlucky. And it's sort of gone through history as being really unlucky.
Really gotta hate that number.
Honestly, 13, you can't be messing with 13 now. There's, it's super big in Western culture. You don't see a lot in other cultures, just only Western culture, because it's really prevalent in, Christianity. So, there's only 12 days of Christmas. There's only 12 months on the zodiac signs. There's only 12 labors of Hercules, 12 gods of Olympus, 12 tribes of Israel. It just keeps going on. Nothing is 13. Everything is 12 right before it. But the biggest one was with Jesus and his Last Supper. And so there's 13 members of the Last Supper. And the 13th member of the Last Supper was Judas, the one who, famously betrays Jesus. So that kind of, due to Christianity's influence, really started the big negativity followed around the number 13. Why don't you tell us about some of the modern superstitions when they began in the late 1900s?
It basically began when the book Friday the 13th was published, written by Thomas William Lawson, if any of y'all know him. Basically all the superstitions began in 1907, and you see it in today's pop culture. The legend of Friday the 13th exploded with the release of the horror movie Friday the 13th in 1980.
Yeah, because, everything in the 80s was, super big with, pop culture nowadays. So, in Friday the 13th, you got Jason. Not Michael Myers. Friday the 13th, Jason.
Honestly, if you think it's Michael Myers, you could probably just get out.
Honestly, if you don't understand the difference between those two, then can't be messing with you. Jason's the one that wears the hockey mask. But, so 1907 was when the book Friday the 13th was published. And it was all about stockbrokers and the stock market crashing and all that. So everything that's surrounded Friday the 13th has been about it being unlucky. But really modern pop culture superstitions began with, exploded with the release of the horror movie in the 1980 with Friday the 13th. And that movie, the franchise of horror movies is so prevalent today. It's a huge franchise, tons of sequels, and it even has its own video game. Have you ever played it?
No.
It's
I watched it be played.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's basically you have a team of survivors, and then one person think of it, it's extreme hide and go seek.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have to escape Jason the entire time. So, Friday, most of the bad luck and negativity surrounds the number 13 itself. Not a lot of negativity goes towards Friday. It is, the last day of the school week, so everyone loves Friday. But, one of the big things was, who's the famous person, crucified on Friday?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
the big man, Jesus. Due to the 13th member of, the Last Supper who betrayed him, Judas. So that's kind of creepy coincidence right there. But, the fear of Friday the 13th is so extreme that they actually have phobias for it. So we're gonna see. These are tongue twisters right here. We're gonna try our best to pronounce these. So these are not to be confused. So triskaidekaphobia, that's the fear of the number 13, just the fear of the number 13 itself. But paraskavidekatriophobia, that's the fear of Friday the 13th. I kind of nailed that one right there. That was impressive. I don't think I was gonna get that. You try saying those.
T-phobia, P-phobia, bam.
It's easy, just short annotate it.
Exactly.
That's I don't know how someone actually has fears a number that much. They have a phobia for it.
Do you have a weird phobia?
I don't you ever seen Final Destination?
Yeah.
I didn't there's one scene in one of the Final Destinations where a girl gets her head cut off by an elevator. And there's one where someone dies in an escalator too. And when I was a kid, I don't know how I saw these as a kid, But I didn't like escalators, elevators terrified me. Like anytime the elevator door opened, I was sprinting through it. I was not letting that thing close.
I have an extreme fear of flip phones.
Flip phones?
Yeah.
What's the name of that phobia?
Flip phone phobia.
Flip phonophobia. Say that 5 times fast.
Flip phonophobia, flip phonophobia, flip phonophobia, flip phonophobia, flip phobia.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could get it.
Almost.
What about flip phones terrifies you?
The sound.
The sound. I love the sound. I love the sound. It's dominance. It's an alpha move.
Pure fear.
Pure fear. I find it so weird. And this will be, when you're listening to this and all, when you're listening to this will be uploaded on Friday the 13th. It's also full moon too. And there's always, the legend about like werewolves, on full moons. So that, you hear teachers all the time talk about how, full moons, students are always crazier, and like people just act crazier on full moons. So it's a double whammy this Friday. You got a Friday the 13th and a full moon.
Last full moon, my dog started doing backflips off the counter.
Yeah, something's definitely wrong with him. He's just freaking out.
His name's DeMarcus.
DeMarcus? Really?
He's a Chihuahua.
How does a Chihuahua survive that fall?
It's DeMarcus. No questions.
But, I mean, I think...
Hey, shout out to our boy Judas. Way to take one for the team, homie.
Man really went on Jesus. he said, man, this guy's son of God. I don't care. But for me, I think when I think of Friday the 13th, I always think of Jason and like the slasher horror movie and all. I didn't before researching this, I didn't even know like that the 13 and all like dated back all the way like into like ancient times. Like, man, people really don't like 13.
It's pretty crazy how we hold on to these traditions.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't think it's ever been actually like proven that 13 has any like, if it's unlucky or not.
Do you believe in that whole like black cats and like crossing under a ladder, like salt on your shoe? I think.
No.
You don't believe in that?
I think walking under ladders is just bad.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's just bad safety practices. I wouldn't walk on a ladder. I won't walk under one, period. I think a lot of this stems from like ancient times with like witchcraft and all that stuff. Because if you look in like old witchcraft, black cats are really prevalent. So like now that translates to like bad luck, and because it's it's always been bad throughout history. But if it's Friday the 13th, I saw some dude walk towards me with a hockey mask on. I'm going the other way. It's a sprint. You and DeMarcus gonna be running up out of there. I want to know where Thomas William Lawson got the idea for a book called Friday the 13th in 1907. Like, why would you name a book that?
Dude, okay, no. He had been at that point where it's like, I can't figure out what to name this. What's today's date? Friday the 13th. Here we go.
Yeah, that was probably like the day he finished the book. And I was like, you know what? This would be a good title.
Exactly. No originality.
No originality whatsoever.
So your name's Thomas.
Honestly. Imagine, dude, he has two. Thomas William.
Why? I got a friend with the last name Lawson. I'm not asking for him.
He's related.
Dude, Thomas.
Dude. But I don't understand why these phobias begin these long names like this. Triskaidekaphobia? Like, what does all that mean? I want to know.
Nah, who names these phobias?
There's some dude just freaking out. It's probably Thomas.
It's literally, they've got to the point where there's so many stupid phobias, they just start smacking the keyboard, and whatever comes up, comes up. And they slap phobia behind it.
Paraskivedekatriophobia. I mean, they literally they took a cat and just swiped the key, like rubbed it over the keyboard. That's all what happened.
All about the cats.
All about the cats.
What are some other weird phobias?
Black cat. I think there's one that's fear of ducks.
Fear of ducks?
Yeah. Arachnophobia, that's fear of spiders. But, I mean, I never thought about, like, everything that's to do with the number 12, that they say 1 under 13. There's also talks about the Code of Hammurabi, like one of the first legal systems ever made, and first law systems, I should say. That there was a 13th rule, but they like omitted it, like they cut it out, and they don't really know why. It's all about that number 13, man.
Dude, ablutophobia, the phobia of cleaning.
I have that for sure.
Mm.
For sure. Ablutophobia?
You never take a shower?
Nah, I just don't clean my room.
Fair enough.
12 months in zodiac signs. What zodiac sign are you?
I don't know.
Really?
Actually, I think
I'm a Leo.
That's such a Leo thing to say.
Or just a Pisces. Because the 12 labors of Hercules, 12 gods of Olympus, that stems from Greek history. So that obviously has trickled down into Western society, Western culture. But so, do you believe in anything Friday the 13th? Any superstitions with it?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about it?
I believe that it's only on Fridays.
You know, I think I might be right with that one. You might want to test that theory out though. Do some research with that one.
It's a gut feeling. It's never let me down before.
You always just go with it. You know, I think maybe there might. I think not. I think it's just all a bunch of pop culture has instilled this fear about it, and I think because people fear it, they tend to act crazier on it. But hey, who knows, man? Only God, if you believe in Him. Hey, that's not our opinion. That's not our grounds to say though.
Okay, that's gonna be it for us today. Please come back and tune in another time.
It's been Grant
And me.
Luke. See you guys on the next one.